Very good morning, students. Welcome back to economics class. So let me brief once what exactly we already discussed in our previous classes. Okay. So in my previous classes, I just started about organization of data. That is chapter 3 under part A. Okay. So under organization of data, I explained about meaning of raw data, and classification of data and different types of classification like quantitative classification, qualitative classification, and also chronological classification and spatial classification. So this is about classification of data. Okay, I repeat once again. I explained already about raw data, meaning of raw data, and also classification of data and different types of classification. Okay, so then I also explained about loss of information under classified data. Okay, see, when we classify the data, when we convert this raw data into classified data, so there maybe the chances of loss of information. I explained that also with example how there is chances of losing data. Okay, so loss of data under classified data. Okay, so while classifying the data, so some information may get lost. So that is what we call it as loss of information. Okay, and also I explained about class limits. Okay, so upper class limit, lower class limit. So if there is a class 0 to 10, so this is called as lower class limit, and this one is upper class limit. So this is a class 0 to 10, 10 to 20, likewise. Okay, so in that, so which is lower class limit and which is upper class limit. So when we are talking about classification of data, when we classify the data, we normally use different classes. So with respect to continuous variable and also discrete variable. So under continuous variable, okay, you will find class limits. Okay, so lower class limit and upper class limit. Okay, whereas under discrete variable we will find only certain values like it may be 5, 10, any number. Okay, so a particular number will be there you will not find classes, there you will not find class limit or classes, like as I already shown you, 0 to 10 or 10 to 20, 20 to 30, likewise. So likewise the classes you will not find under discrete variable. So in my previous class I already explained about continuous variable also and discrete variable. So I am just recalling what I already explained in my previous class. So just now what I told, there is nothing but types of variable with respect to classification of data. There is continuous variable and discrete variable. So now we are going to discuss, so what exactly. So when we talk about continuous variable, okay, when we talk about continuous variable, when we talk about continuous variable, there you will find two type of methods. Okay, so with respect to classes, so continuous variable means you will find class. Okay, so you will find classes like okay, it may be like 0 to 10, 10 to 20, 20 to 30, so likewise. So you will find classes. So one type of class is this, and another type of class, it may be 0 to 9, 10 to 19, 20 to 29, Okay, hope you are understanding. So what exactly is the difference? Your hook. Okay, so hope you are understanding. So here these classes are in two methods. These classes are in two methods. I am repeating once again. So I explained about continuous variable and discrete variable. So what exactly continuous variable? This is with respect to classification of data. So when we are going to make a frequency distribution table, so that time we use classes. So in this classes under continuous variable. So in this classes there are two types of methods. Okay. So one method we call it as exclusive method. Exclusive method of classification, and another one we call it as inclusive. Inclusive method. Oh, the name itself says exclusive. Here 0 is the lower class limit, and 10 is the upper class limit. Understand properly. Okay. So the only difference compared to this and that and inclusive method. Okay, compared to exclusive method and inclusive method. Here upper class limit is excluded. That's why it is called as exclusive method. That means if you are considering any frequency in this class, we will consider up to 9.99, not exact 10. Okay. So up to 9.99 we consider. Okay, hope you are understanding. Okay, up to 9.99 we consider here. So if the number or observation is exactly 10, then that observation will not be counted in this class. So that will be counted in the next class. Okay, in the coming class, that is 10 to 20. Likewise here also up to 19.99. So all observations will be considered. Remaining will be counted in the next class. Likewise. So that's why here under exclusive method, lower class limit is included. Okay, this is included. Whereas upper class limit is excluded. So that's why it is called as exclusive method. So both the class limits are not included in this method. So that you keep in your mind. Whereas under inclusive method, both classes are included. Both class limits are considered. So that means any value between this range will be taken in the same class. So it may be any observation or 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Okay, up to 9. You are 9.99. So till that, so 0 to 9, all the observations will be counted in this class. Whereas if it is 10, that will be taken in the next class. Okay, so it is understood that lower class limit of a class and also upper class limit of a class, so both will be counted in the same class. So that's why it is called as inclusive method. Okay, hope you are understanding. Okay, so this is the main difference between inclusive method and upper exclusive method. Exclusive method and inclusive method. Example also I already given. Hope you are clear about that. Okay, so why these classes are we are going to make? It is to frequency distribution table, where we use this classes. So when we want to prepare a frequency distribution table, using tally mark or anything. Okay, so while preparing frequency distribution table, so we use this type of classes. It may be exclusive method or inclusive method. Okay, so hope you are understanding. Now, so let me come to the frequency distribution table. So which are the different types of frequency distribution? Okay, see, we prepare frequency distribution table for single variable also. Okay, so frequency distribution table may be prepared for single variable. Single variable in the sense that, say for example, marks of the students. So by considering only marks, okay, so we may write 0 to 10 how many students. So this is marks range. So for marks, then frequency is nothing but number of students. So that is frequency. Okay, so 0 to 10 how many are scored? Okay, 5 students. Okay, so 10 to 20 how many students are scored? Marks, 4 students. Example I am just giving so that you can understand what exactly single variable. Okay, so 20 to 30 maybe 3 students or 7 students. Let us take some example. Okay, so number of students falling in this range or falling in this class. Okay, so that if 5 students are written here means, so one may be scored 0 also, another one 2, 3, 5, 7, 9 likewise. Okay, so between that range these many students are falling. Okay, but very important thing is how many variable you are considering here? Only one variable, single variable. So by considering only one variable in the sense, what is that? It's a fact, economic fact which will keep changing. Okay, it's a number with respect to or related to economic facts. Okay, so that will be keep changing. Understand? So that is called as variable. Okay, so here how many variable we consider? Only marks of the students. So single variable. So this type of frequency distribution we call it as univariate frequency distribution. Univariate frequency distribution. Okay, so if the frequency distribution table is prepared for only single variable, then it is called as univariate frequency distribution. Okay, hope you are clear. So then, if there are two variables, so let us say, if there are two variables are considered, say for example, marks of the students and also attendance of the students. So if both the variables are considered, are you understanding? So if we consider both, so one side marks of the students and also attendance of the students. So if two variables are considered with frequency, okay, so let me imagine frequency here, number of students falling in this range and number of students coming in this attendance percentage. Okay, say for example 0 to 10 marks, how many students, or attendance percentage 0 to 10%, how many students are falling. Okay, so example, so let me simply write. Okay, so then here we are considering two variables. So one variable is marks, another variable is attendance of the students. So when we consider two variables together to prepare a frequency distribution table, so then it is called as bivariate frequency distribution. Bivariate frequency distribution. Okay, so hope you are understanding properly. Okay, so I repeat once again, when we are preparing frequency distribution table, if we consider only one variable, then it is called as univariate frequency distribution. Example I have given. Okay, only we consider marks of the students. Only one example. Simple example I am giving so that you can easily understand. Okay. So another one is if you consider two variable, understand like the marks of the students and also attendance percentage of the students. Okay, with frequency or observation, anything. Okay. So then that type of frequency distribution table is known as bivariate. Okay, bivariate frequency distribution table. So then another type of frequency distribution table we prepare. Okay, so that is called as frequency array. Frequency array. Okay, what exactly that? So let us understand. I already told you in the beginning only. So there are two type of variables. One variable is continuous variable. Okay. Variable. One is one continuous variable. Another one is discrete variable. So this I already explained in my previous class. Hope you are clear. So please watch once again the previous video classes so that you can get connection with this. Okay. So there are two variables with respect to classification of data, with respect to frequency distribution. Are you understanding? So in this continuous variable I explained till now. So continuous variable means you will find any value falling in a particular classes. Okay, so when we talk about classes, there are two methods. One is called as exclusive method where per class limit is excluded. Okay, that means only lower class limit is included in the class. And another method of class is inclusive methods of class. Okay, where both class limits are considered or included in the class or class limit. Okay, so that you already understand. So then we came to frequency distribution table. So where these classes are used when we are preparing frequency distribution table. But especially in this, if you are preparing a frequency distribution table for single variable, then it is called as univariate frequency distribution. And if it is for two variable, then it is called as bivariate frequency distribution table. Now, if the frequency distribution table is prepared for discrete variable means what? So discrete variable is nothing but only certain values will be considered. Certain values. Okay. Certain values in the sense I gave examples in my last class with respect to discrete variable. Here marks of the students. Let me write the same example. Marks of the students and number of students. Nothing but frequency. Okay. Here we are taking only 5. Then see, here you are not finding class, that you keep in your mind. Whereas under continuous variable you will find a class, but there are two types of classes that I already explained. Okay, so under discrete variable you will not find classes, only certain values I already written over there. Understand properly. Certain values like 5 or 7, 10, 13, likewise. Okay, 20, 25. So certain values, see marks, how many students are exactly scored 5 marks. Okay, likewise 1 or 7 marks 2 or let me write any number. Okay, example, and 10 marks scored by 3, 13 marks scored by 2, likewise. Okay, so hope you are understanding. See, this is also frequency distribution table where we consider only discrete variable. Okay, so one side marks, only certain marks, and another side it may be frequency or observation. Okay, observation will write, then we will count the frequency and write. So if frequency distribution table is prepared for, okay, if frequency distribution for discrete variable, okay, if frequency distribution is done for discrete variable, then it is called as frequency array. Okay, so hope you are clear about the different types of variable and also different classes under continuous variable. One is exclusive method, another one is inclusive method, and also frequency distribution table. So in that, if it is for single variable, univariate frequency distribution. If it is two variable, then it is called as bivariate frequency distribution. If the frequency distribution is done for discrete variable, then it is called as frequency array. Okay, hope you are clear about all these important topics or points. Okay, any doubts, you can ask your doubts in the comments box, or you can contact me also. Thank you.